Hey everybody, this is a Battle Royale playoff game between the Rochester Blitzin Jeffs and the Ann Arbor Otters. Ann Arbor Otters. Say that 10 times fast. Let's take a quick look at the we look at the regular season statistic. This is against the number 1 seed, Ann Arbor, who was 14-3, and the Jeffs come in here. I think they were one of the 10th seed. So they beat they won their wild card game. They finished at 9-8, and they advance over here. So let's take a look at this game. Okay, so let me share this link out. So let's see how it goes. David and Goliath, maybe not. Everybody's strong in the playoffs. Ann Arbor is going to get the ball first. Looks like they won the toss and deferred. So Ann Arbor 14-3. How did they do against the Jeffs in the regular season? 31-21 Ann Arbor victory. Looks like it was 31-14 at one point. Again, this is Battle Royale's team you build by drafting units. Ann Arbor has picked up one of the last selections in the quarterback unit, the Dallas quarterbacks, because this is Prescott's kind of an off year for him, but he's got a good flat pass card, good must run, so maybe it didn't look as strong as it did, but it performed very well. He completed 73% of his passes in this role set. That's 73% in that one game. On the year, he completed 62%, which is still pretty fantastic. Like I said, for this rule set. So here we go. He starts off with a 3 wide with Curtis Samuel in the backfield. So I guess Ann Arbor did not get win the toss. Rochester won the toss and deferred. Samuel's got kind of a funky card. He can run a little bit. And also catch passes. Score out left. J.D. McKissick. And he picks up 6. So you can see if you land on Dak's card, it can be very frustrating. They joked a little bit in the preview show about him not going deep a lot, and Tyke says he's going to bombs away the first 10 plays. So Otters doing a little CM adjustment. Let's take a look at their season statistics. Almost 6,000 yards total, plus 800 over their opponents. Turnovers, they got 13 interceptions, only threw 7. Fumbles, they fumbled 19 times, recovered 10. Their opponent fumbled 10 times and lost 5. So a lot of passes to Kyle Juszczyk, Robbie Anderson, George Kittle, and the aforementioned Curtis Samuel. Let's go to the broadcast. So the Jeffs, let's take a look at the Jeffs season statistics. They had about the same yardage as their opponents. On fumbles, they fumbled 11 times, lost 4. Their opponents fumbled 22 times, lost 12. Interceptions, 16 interceptions against, only 7 interceptions for. So let's see what else I want to see. Okay, we've got Huggy McHatnick set now with Antonio Gibson and Kyle Juszczyk, more of a standard offensive formation. Oh yeah, Rochester is poor against the pass. Average against the run, poor against the pass. In a 3-4. I'm sorry, in a 4-3. Well, actually, I think they are a 3-4 defense. Yeah, they are a 3-4 defense, but they're playing a 4-3 right now. Inside run to Gibson. Guessed wrong for 3 yards. It'll be 3rd and 1. A little bit of a slow start here. I'm going to have to leave at some point to go pick up my kids, so we'll just leave it streaming with no sound. We got the 3-4 defense in there now. It's a run call, guess right. Nobody's in the zone, though. And a 2-yard pickup for Gibson. Slow pacing here early. So we'll take a look at some units. We got looks like the San Francisco offensive line for Ann Arbor. They have the San Francisco halfback, fullback group with Kittle and Juszczyk in there. The Washington halfback group, McKissick and Gibson. I'll take a left to Gibson's going to pick up 8 yards. Nice block by the tackle. That was Trent Williams. Reduced to a 5, but still good enough to make that play. And then the Carolina receivers, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. So that's their offensive unit. Up against Rochester's defense, I got Josh Sweat on the D-line. So it looks like the Eagles D-line. Linebackers, TJ Watt, Vince Williams, so the Pittsburgh linebackers. And the Washington DBs. I'll take a left to Curtis Sample on 2nd and 2. He'll pick up 6, guessed right, or guessed wrong. Guessed right. Still would have picked it up. +3. Otters out to midfield. Goes 3 wide with Gibson in the backfield. Samuel shifts out to 3rd wide receiver. Let's see how Rochester responds. If they go 3-4 or 3-3-5, they go 3-3-5, which I like. It's a good call. Free safety is a 0, so you know he'll be moving all over the place to Shays or Everett. Either be blitzing or double teaming or flooding a flat. Off tackle right. So, against the poor pass defense, you might be tempted to go deep. So Anthony's guarding that. Putting 2 men in the zone is a good way to nullify that option, or at least get that into your opponent's head. Second and 9, 3-3-5 showing blitz. Samuel's back there now. He's not much of a blocker. So maybe we'll see the blitz more when we have a guy like Samuel back there. Off tackle right, running the ball. Guessed wrong. It's going to pick up 4 on the running back Hart. He's not really a running back. It's kind of hesitant to say that. He's one of those wide backs, half wide receiver, half back. 3rd and 5. Again, slow pacing. This is the first drive of the game. figuring out CM's Kyle's juice checks back there on 3rd and 5. Square out left to DJ Moore. Juice checks being doubled. DJ Moore's covered by 5, and he gets exactly 5 for the first down. He stretches the ball out. 1st and 10 at Arbor. Where are we at? So they've gotten 3 first down total. When did we start this broadcast? $10 minutes. So 10 minutes real time we played, 5 minutes of game time. .305 showing blitz. McKissick in the backfield. Off tackle left to McKissick. The white die 1 bites Ann Arbor in the butt that time. It would have only been 3 yards if it wouldn't have been a white die 1. But when you're in a 3 wide formation, if you get a 1 on the white die, instead of being guessed wrong, it'll be guessed right. 1, 2, or 3, of course, goes on the offensive cards in this game. You can see the little dice rolls right here in the card itself. White die 1. The result die was a 10. Guessed right then. No game. McKissick's a fumbler too. 70 out of 1,000. So 7% chance of a fumble. 4-yard pickup for Curtis Samuel. Bring up 3rd and 6. Off tackle right to juice check. We're going to get 2. 4th and 4 from the 34. Containment's not in effect. I don't think Folk is that good deep. Let's take a look. Yeah, so he's going to go for it. Folk is 2 through 5 from 33 to 37. So he's hoping to break contain on the run, but it didn't happen. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm back finally. So 14-0 Ann Arbor. I saw Rochester have a drive that ended in a guest run pick in the end zone. Let's see what we got here. There's a pick right there. Looks like Ann Arbor made another interception. So they had a guest run interception in the end zone, stopping one Rochester drive. Okay, so now Ann Arbor is up by 14. They just got a pick, and they're near midfield. I didn't see if that was guessed right or guessed wrong, but it was on the D card with 4 minute zone. Herbert, 5 of 16 for 46 yards and 2 picks so far. Pro set now by Ann Arbor. So it's going to take a Herculean effort for Anthony to come back with a poor pass defense, down 14, and Ann Arbor having the ball. Deep to Curtis Samuel, single cover by a 0. Oh, 88% chance of the sack. Fletcher Cox saves the day, covers up that empty deep zone. He had 2 guys that had an 80% sack chance. Daniel Brunskill got killed on that one. 14-0. Second and 20. 12:54 to go in the third quarter. At least there's a lot of time left. That's the thing. Fletcher Cox is defensive tackle. And that other formation, I guess it doesn't matter. 3-4, he goes up against the center. A 3-4 no blitz against blocking back halfback. Square in on a run call, so nobody's home. Guess wrong. Robbie Anderson picks up 12. Even with 2 men in the zone, it still would have been the same result because 9 is the receiver rating. Way back in the day, the 9 was also blank, kind of like stock cards, but they since switched that. 12 of 14 for Prescott today. We talked a little bit earlier about how he was one of the last quarterbacks taken. Having an effective day today, keeping Rochester off balance. So from second and forever to third and makeable, 3rd and 8, especially against the poor pass team. Juice check in the backfield, curled to DJ Moore, correctly double teamed. And it's going to be complete. Dak Prescott, what can you do? He's completing double teams. He's completing empty zones, but he should complete empty zones. But that was a good call by Anthony. All to naught, though, as Dak moves the chains. McKissick in the backfield. He can fumble. That'll coax a run call at Anthony. I'll take a left to McKissick. Guess Ron puts up 6. So that would have been a fumble. If he would have called the run, that would have been a fumble. Because he's a 70 out of 1,000 guessed right, 35 guessed wrong, and that was a 50 on the check. So 1 to 1,000 came up with a 50. Screen left to J.D. McKissick, and that's going to be another completion, a pickup, 14 to 16 for 105 for Prescott. Ann Arbor on the verge of making it a 3-score game. curl to DJ Moore. It's a short yardage defense trying to get that McKissick guessed right fumble number. Instead, it's defender extra short gain. And you know that on an average pass defense card, that 3 is a blank, even with 3 men in the zone. So that cost Anthony there. 15-17 for Prescott for 122. First and goal from the 7. Guessed wrong, 4 men in the zone. Usually average or good 4 men in the zone, you're feeling comfortable. But even poor 4 men in the zone, you still have a lot of things to worry about. That was the interception split, though. It's good thing he had 4 men. 3 men in the zone, that's a touchdown. Second and goal at the 7. And that's a touchdown. Run call, guessed wrong, juice check. Prescott having an epic day today, 16-19 for 129 and 2 touchdowns. The hardest part of the comeback, aside from not turning the ball over, is getting stops yourself when you have poor pass D. Let's take a look at the ball position chart. That'll tell us some things. So the Rochester, punt, interception, missed field goal, punt, interception. So just a rough time of moving the ball. And Arbor, on the other hand, goes down, touchdown, fumble, touchdown, interception, touchdown. So I left to Richard Rogers, guessed right. It's going to be a 7-yard pickup. So this needs to be a productive drive for Rochester. Seven yards, guessed wrong. First down. Bomb to Marvin Jones. Single cover, but by a 6. And it hits a long game. There you go. That's going to be a 45-yard pickup down to the 23. Brings in Singletary in a halfback, blocking back with Richard Rogers. Galladay, Jones, and Goddard are the other receivers. So big play there. Gets him back, flips the field, gets him in scoring range. Crossing pattern to Jones again. This time he's doubled. Wouldn't have mattered, though. I think he's covered by a 6. Defender extra short gain. Herbert having a pretty awful game compared to Prescott. 7 of 19 for 98 yards and 2 picks. Crossing pattern again to Jones. 3-minute zone. Quarterback card. Hits a blank. Big play here, 3rd and 10. 3 wide with Zach Ertz in the backfield. Would have liked to see him run on one of those first or second downs after the bomb to make this a 3rd and makeable, 3rd and short. But he goes with Rodgers as the blocking back. Goddard out with tight end. Cephas, Galladay, and Jones are the receivers. And Arbor's D-line is the Steelers' D-line. Alua, Cameron Hayward, Stephon Tuitt. The linebackers are the Seattle linebackers. Flare right to Richard Rodgers. He's going to pick up 3, make this 4th and 7. When you're down 21-0, you kind of almost feel like you need to go for it, but really you need points. And he wisely brings the field goal kicker out, and he shanks it. That is the kind of game it is today. My goodness. Anything that can go wrong has gone wrong for Rochester. Five minutes left in the third. 5:42 to be exact. Five-yard pickup there. McKissick takes it up the middle thanks to a block by Laken Tomlinson. So this is the part of the game where you're just want to play keep away if you're Ann Arbor. Minimize the number of possessions. You got a 3-score lead. Try to keep the ball away from him. 2nd and 5, and he goes to a 3-2-6, daring him to run with juice check. The juice can run a little bit. Guess wrong. Square into running Robert Anderson. Look at that. Linebacker in zone. Extra short gain. It's a short gain. Back to the same formation. If he goes 3-2-6, don't be surprised to see a run here on the early downs. Off tackle behind that 6 and 5, which will be reduced to a 5 and 4. And there it is, off tackle right to juice check. Picks up 4. It was a white die 1, so he even guessed right. He still picks up some positive yards. Guess wrong would have been 7. I'll just keep doing that, seeing if he can get that 3-2-6 call. Juice check has a high fumble number, though. Look at that. 117, so it's 11.7%. So maybe that's why he's not worried about it with 3-2-6 crossing back to Curtis Samuel. 3-minute zone, guessed right, 12 yards. Prescott still, 90-something percent. What is 18-21? High 80s, right? 85%. You're going to win a lot of games if your quarterback completes 85% of their passes. Sideline right to Anderson. 5 yards. Another completion. It's just like water torture, little drops of water landing on your head. You can't stop those little 5-yard completions. Next thing you know, it's a first down, then it's a 2nd and medium, then a 3rd and short. First down after first down, it's a first down. curl to DJ Moore. Guessed right, 3-minute zone, covered by 5. A 4-minute zone, excuse me. It's going to be a must run. On Prescott's card for 8 yards. Prescott's carried 6 times for 55 yards today. Oh no, I'm sorry, that was something else. That was his first run of the day for 8 yards. That was Robbie Anderson's receiving numbers, 6 for 55. Off tackle to Juice. No fumble. 5.8% chance guessed wrong. Random was 108, so guessed right, that would have been a fumble. Doing a fine job of playing keep away. If he gets a touchdown here, it's pretty much over. 3-2-6 with Juice. Three-yard pickup. Still guessed wrong, so only 55.8% chance of a sack of a fumble. Third and 6. Will he run it? Or will he throw another flat pass? Hitch to DJ Moore. Guessed right. A forward linebacker in the zone. Yeah, it's going to be a sack, but Dupree comes in. No fumble. So it'll be 4th and 9. This will make it a 3-score game still, but a little bit more difficult to come back because it's 3 touchdowns and 3 field goals. And that'll do it. 3 quarters in the books. All Ann Arbor so far. Decent return by Andre Roberts. So here's where the miracle comeback begins. Drive down, get a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and make them sweat. Incomplete on first down. He might need to just run it a little bit, take some pressure off Herbert. Pitch out right to Singletary. That is going to get you 9 as Dallas Goedert makes it block. Quarterback sneak to Herbert. He's going to pick up 2 in the first down. What Galladay to correctly double covered. That would have been a long. Oh, it would not have been a long game. 9-0, right? All right, so I gotta go do something real quick. Put this on mute. Enjoy this outcast. Okay, looks like the miracle comeback is not going to happen. 24-3. I had to go put the barbecue sauce on my ribs. I'm cooking some ribs slow and low, 275. Just a rack of baby backs and 275 wrapped in foil, seasoned nicely. 2 hours, maybe a little more longer than that. Can't remember. But I had to take it out, put the barbecue sauce on, and it's under the broiler now for 5-10 minutes. Comes out really nice. All right, sideline right to Robbie Anderson. 2nd and 9, almost in field goal range again. Now is in field goal range again. So this one's all over but the crying. I'm going to go ahead and put it back on Simulcast. See ya. All right, back again with 2:24 to go. Ribs are looking good. And just like Rochester, they're cooked. Unfortunately, just one of those games, things just not going well. Tykes, sure, calling a pretty good game with the double teams. It's tough to overcome that poor pasty card. Now we'll see him go to the knee a couple times, sweep the leg. And Arbor moves on to the Final Four with a 24-3 win over Rochester. I guess I shouldn't say that because even after two more knees, he could still call timeouts to try to get the ball back. Maybe just to make it 24-10, get one last drive going. This is a tough rule set to make a comeback in. You get down by a couple scores and it's difficult. Let's see if he uses the timeout here just to get the ball back. He does. He wants that last chance to get the end zone. Spectator left. And sorry, it was kind of hit and miss with the broadcast today. I had other things going on, but at least we got it recorded. There's a neat attack Prescott. $1:45 to go, no timeouts. Rochester will get the ball back. Right around there. $25-yard line. 18-yard return by Andre Roberts. Okay. So what's going to happen here? Pitch out right. He'll try to run for some yards. He's sticking two guys deep. Keeps landing on the D card. So we got the third game. First game was this morning. Seattle took care of Wisconsin. Come from behind win. Ann Arbor advances with a win over Rochester. There's a Pittsburgh-Drake game on Sunday afternoon, I think. 4 o'clock Pacific time, 7 o'clock Eastern time. So kind of evening in the East Coast. And then I haven't heard if the other game's scheduled yet. Let's see. Let's bring up the. Five-yard pickup on 3rd and 7. So the last game is Dunedin at Erie. I haven't heard anything about that schedule. Dunedin. I say Dunedin. Score out left to Kenny Galladay and goes for negative yardage. So now a couple more knees and that's it. Let's take a look at the box score. Only 10 first down all day for Rochester. They did get 200 yards. They had that one drive in the first half when I was going to pick up my kid. Guest wrong bomb from like the 30 that turned into an interception. Maybe the 25. But a rough day. 2 for 11 on 3rd downs. 1 for 3 on 4th down. 6 for 10 on 3rd downs for Ann Arbor. Dak Prescott, look at the quarterback ratings. 104.6 for Dak, 24.2 for Justin Hebert. And that'll do it. So it's all over with the crying. Let's see if Tyke and Anthony come on here real quick. There's only 2 people on this channel. So they're adding people. Let's see if everybody's joining us. There's Anthony. So just a awful game for Rochester. He kept landing on his cards. I mean, I missed some of it as I was going to pick up my kid, but didn't see much in the way of luck for Rochester at all today.
Yeah, I mean that's the way the game goes sometimes, you know. Let me get my headphones.
Sure.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, congratulations, Tyke.
No, thank you.
Dak was a monster today.
I didn't really look at the stats yet. Let's see, where was he at?
22 of 27. Most of the game until the end, he had only had 3 incompletions. So,
all right, I'm back. Who else is with us?
We got Tyke with us and myself. So, got the winning coach and the losing coach. It's very rare to get both coaches after the game. So, thank you, Anthony, for joining us, and Tyke too. But
27 of 22, and not a lot of yards this time, but yep.
Yeah, you were able to effectively bounce between running the ball. And there was a couple times where you ran the ball with J.D. McKissick that it would have been a fumble if he had called run, and then you called.
Same with Juszczyk.
Yeah, Juszczyk, and then you call run.
I knew that. I knew going in, but Dak's flat is it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, which one are you going to go? So, yeah, no, I knew that. I mean, JD did plunk one on the ground and lost it. So,
yeah, so that must have been when I was off, because there's a couple times where I had to leave. Once for picking up my kid, another time for dressing up my ribs in the oven. So I missed a couple of things, but it looked like every time I tune in and start calling it, it would just be like a Sisyphusian task. Anthony be rolling that ball uphill. He'd get down there into field goal range, kick it, miss the field goal. He'd get down there, touchdown range, throw a pick.
The bomb called wrong and a pick on 2 to 3 was a pretty monster play in the game.
Yeah, that was the biggest play of the game.
That was a monster play. I mean, it's called wrong. It's only 2 to 3, and that was a he's got to be pissed about that.
Yeah. And this really right here, to me, is the story of the game. Arbor had the ball 37 minutes, 21 seconds. Rochester only 22 minutes, 39 seconds. So using those runs and the flat passes from Dak, you're able to move the chains.
And that was my goal. I mean, I knew he was going to, probably mix up and play a little bit different from the first game. And probably my anticipation was you were going to leave the linebackers home a little bit more. And I mean, it's tough. That was, drafting when I drafted the Carolina running back unit, that was part of my thing, right? I got DJ Moore with that, and he's not a guy you want to call wrong a whole lot. And then I got some other little pieces with it. So
yeah, Robbie Anderson's really good, and Curtis Samuel, the Carolina wide receivers, you mean, not the running backs, because you already got the Washington.
Wide receivers. Yeah, right. So, but I thought I'd come out in 3 wides and give it a shot, and force you to be able to not cover up those linebackers a little bit. I'm fortunate that I would have a 6 tight end, 6 tackle, and if I was running over there, I'd have 2 5s, and then if I was running the other way, I'd be going at your 4, and kind of try and make some decisions on where you were going to cover up. Now, offensively, I'm kind of like, well, I knew I had the 6s on your other guys. And it was part of the reason I picked you, honestly, because I knew I got to double team Kenny Golladay a lot. And that Goddard would be on my 6s and that I could take away some of those things. So, but
the defenders only came up once all game. It just Herbert, who has the 4th best quarterback card in the set, just hit 9 multiple times. I mean, it happens sometimes. You just miss.
Yeah,
I mean, the defenders were not it at all. It was Herbert's card that was the difference in the game. And Prescott, if you're going to go on long drives, you've one time in the game, I need you to hit a 10 or 11 on the flat pass one man. Happened 0 times. 0. Right. You've got to fumble with those fumble ratings. You've got to fumble at least 2-3 times. It's in the cards. I mean, really, depending, I could run the numbers, but the numbers probably expected fumbles were probably up above 2 in the 2-point-something range for the running backs.
Yep, I would agree.
I've got to hit at least the mean. I've got to hit the mean to have a chance. And if you're not going to hit the 10-11 on the flat pass one man, if it's not going to get to the mean on the fumble, then it's going to be very difficult for me to stop you. And it just didn't get to the mean in the fumble, flat pass, no losses. I'm thinking any losses on flat pass. I don't think there's any. Certainly not. Certainly none. I don't think I did. Certainly not on 10 or 11.
I did. So, no.
Yeah, I mean that's the way it's going to turn out. You're going to be able to put together long drives. The thought is, the best defense I have is your offense for long drives. Not much else I can do about it. I put 2 linebackers in the zone.
Well, the first
you were doing a great job. You were doing a great job. I thought just cat and mouse run, having guessed wrong a lot. And that's a huge boost to you. I thought you just did a fantastic job calling offense. And I was just losing the cat and mouse. You were just beating me, coaching over and over again. That being said, those fumbles can still come up, and those flat pass bad outcomes can still come up, despite the fact that you're crushing me from a coaching perspective.
Well, I learned. Well, I had that the only year that I won it. I had Drew Brees, and I think his pick was on 9 or 10. It was really awful, and it was pretty much automatic called right. And I managed to go through the whole playoffs and not throw one pick. Mm-hmm. So to your point, I knew when I took those running backs that I was my thought is okay, I'm going to drop some, but in theory, hopefully I recover half of them.
Yep.
So but that was to your point. I mean, it was, and I ran the ball way more. I didn't even realize when I got to halftime, I had no idea that Gibson had 12 carries. I really thought I had run McKissick and Samuel Moore, which I had. I think I had like 20 something carries at the half.
Yeah, they're all running a bunch.
Yeah. So, but I was surprised at that. And you called run. You didn't get the benefit of that on a couple of plays. You made some good run calls. You called run 3 or 4 times in a row, and they were all called right, but I hit the D card.
Yeah. And you did a great job. You did a great job on the Singletary, on the 2 Singletary end runs. You might have called guest run 5 times all game. 2 of them
were minus
end
6.
Run for -6. So those are great calls on your part.
Those are shorties. Those were shorties called wrong. Yep. So,
and just to put a point on it, 42 rushes to 15. 42 is a massive amount of running the ball. So crazy good Tyke on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, I knew he was gonna. It's very tough against Dak's card and my wide receivers to call run a whole ton, and I did get lucky. I only hit his defenders. Now you were a base 3-4, and that kind of hurt you a little bit because I knew that 60 tackle really didn't mean anything. In the 4-3, you played the 4-3 against it, and he really didn't matter because you had a base, so he wasn't counting in there a couple of times, and that kind of hurt a little bit.
It didn't go to him.
No, it didn't, but there was nobody there. I mean, it counted as 0 linebackers in the zone. Even though you had a guy there was still counted as 0 because you didn't bring the other guy in because it was switching D cards on you. So, like you said, I don't know that it came up.
No, I run a 3-4 base.
Right, but you played the 4-3 against me.
Yeah,
put the couple of times when I went, solid. And it did. I think it mattered.
Just to clarify it. So if you're a base 3-4 and you go to a 4-3, and you stick somebody in the linebacker zone, it'll show up as 1 linebacker.
That's right. That's right.
It won't show up as 2. And the same thing with off tackle. If you put in a 4-3, you plug the zone, it'll show up as 1 linebacker in the zone, not 2.
Right. And he didn't have anybody in there, so it was showing up as 0. So it was as if nobody was there. So that was where I was going with it. Yeah.
Right, but I put no linebackers there, as it should. I would hope it didn't come
right.
up.
I'm just saying the 6 invariably. I know that the 6 looks intimidating, but in reality, the zero linebacker zone was still the column that was coming up, I guess.
Right. So you'd have to get, like, if you landed on a 4 and it was on the side of the 6, it would go to the defensive nose tackle +1 or +12.
But I knew I was still getting that right. I was still getting that 0-man column, I guess, is where I was going.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and then you have a lot of juicy numbers in there, +7, +9. So yeah, I can see how you're taking advantage of that.
Right.
So, hey guys, I gotta go. If you guys want to keep talking. I'm gonna leave this up, and
I'm gonna go.
I'm good. Great, congrats, Tyke. Really, really well coached. Great job. I thought.
No, thanks, guys.
Great. Appreciate it.
All right. Later, guys.
We'll just wrap it up there then. So we have 2 semifinalists through. It is Ann Arbor and Seattle. We'll see how the other games go. All right, guys, take care.
All right, later.
See ya.